Good morning, GBP pros. Welcome everyone that's here on the live. Welcome everyone that's catching us on Facebook. Those that are watching the replay on YouTube and the podcast, I appreciate you guys' support. And I thank you. Just a reminder, GBP pros, we have it's a goal, twofold goal, right? One is to help agency owners get better results for their clients or grow their agency. And the second goal is if you're a business, service-based business, or like a plumber-based kind of business, plumbers, electricians, lawyers, it doesn't matter, is to help you make it rain and make that phone call ring, right? That's our ultimate goal of GMB Pros. And we do that by inviting guests onto the show and talk about the area of expertise and help them not only tell us about the your area of expertise, but kind of show you, and we'll dive deep into that today. um so today we have our friend. I actually met him at the Philippines, right? And
Yes.
we kind of connected. He was at my one of the workshop I was doing, and we spent like a good weekend together. Vin Viswa, right? Is how you pronounce that correctly. Um,
Yes.
and today's subject is going to be on white label WordPress development, right? And he did a couple of favors for me. I was having some issues with WordPress, and he helped me dig deeper very quickly, and very fast and effective. So I'm like, man, this is super cool. So this is his area of expertise: WordPress, white label WordPress development, or WordPress in itself. Um, so Vince, if you can kind of introduce yourself a little bit more, like how you got started in the past, where you're at today, and kind of like where you are headed towards. If you can kind of give us a little intro.
Hi guys, myself Vishwanath Vithal. I run a white label web design agency called White Label Warriors. I started back in 2018 with one of my colleague in this area, and currently we expanded with 15 employees, serving clients from United States, Australia, United Kingdom, and Germany. This is a long journey, and I'll slowly explain how we started and what services we offer under white label warriors. And that's it. Let's get started, Alfredo.
Yeah. So absolutely, I appreciate you being on here with me to kind of share some value with our listeners, and to help us, dive into this WordPress world, right? There's so many different options out there, right? So many different avenues that we can take this to. So how did you get started, right? Because your business is the name of your company is White Label Warriors, right? And
Yes.
it's a service provider. Is that correct?
Yes, I provide white label web design and development. The primary focus is exclusively related to web design and development. Apart from that, I also offer white label GMB and search engine optimization as well.
Awesome. Now, what kind of like, can you dive into that a little bit more? Like, what's the differences, right? We have a lot of people out there that offer white label. What sets white label warriors apart, like from other companies that offer similar white label design and development service?
So when it comes to white label barriers, I primarily focus on four factors that made different from other providers is quality, flexibility, communication, support, and client relationship. These are the primary factors that made different from other contractors we call, because we never convince about the quality whether it is a smaller job or a bigger job. We provide the same amount of quality support and my prices are flexible. Sometimes we get a bigger project, sometimes we get a less budget project, but we take both because this helps me for the consistency of work. And moreover, the primary thing is the support. I make sure to reply my clients less than an hour.
Nice.
This is the main thing that this is the main and primary thing that helps me to withstand in this industry. And I maintain a good client relationship. Till now, I work with like a couple of agencies. All are happy with my support and how I respond to them and how I talk to them and how I handle my project management. These are the things that made white label warriors withstand from other contractors.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I always say kind of the pillars, one of the pillars of success, even in your agencies, is that communication, right? Good, bad, or the ugly. Communication, you know, somebody to be able to reach out and get some questions answered. So let me ask you, Vishwa, as far as your business, how do you identify the demand for the white label? You know, how do you how do you like know what services to offer, or you know, how do you identify uh, that the demand for the white label services that you offer?
So I identified by when I'm interacting with one of my client in Sydney. I used to provide SEO services for him back in 2017. That time he got more number of projects where his current in-house team is unable to handle. He got more number of clients, more number of projects where his current in-house team unable to handle, and he is looking for a uh, he's looking for a contractor or someone like that. He don't wanted to take the risk of hiring in more number of in-house employees and take over the headache of maintaining them and all those stuff. But he wanted to offer the same level of quality in web design and development and search engine optimization by partnering with by partnering with a contractor, outside contractor, and he wanted to brand it under his company in Sydney. When I'm interacting with him, when I'm providing my reports and all the during our conversations, I identified there are a lot more demand for this service.
Yeah,
I ident
100%.
I identified the gap that he don't the agency owners don't wanted to take the headache of in-house team and employees and all those stuff, but he wanted to scale up their business. This gap I identified, and I understood like, okay, this is the area we should focus, and there is a lot more demand for this white label services. There I started my business.
Got
That's
it.
how I identified and I started my business by providing support from India. By providing We started basically with one web design project. He really kind of liked my work, and he slowly increasing the number of projects. And he also, based on my work quality and timelines, he also marketed in Sydney, and we got more number of onboarding clients. That's how this demand I understood this demand. And later they connected me with they give references to other agencies about my work, and that's how it is increased, and that's how the demand increased.
So let me ask you, so you're in India, right?
Yes, I
Oh,
located in India.
okay, so the team's in India, you're in India. How do you ensure the quality and consistency? Okay, so this is going to be like a cake, right? Different layers here. One is there's businesses and agencies in the US. There's businesses and agencies in Australia. There's businesses and agencies in the UK, Germany, right? We have India. Okay. So a couple of things. quality and consistencies for all of these. You talked about relationships with different clients. Um, is there unique needs for these agencies because they're in different countries, right?
Yeah.
So, how one is quality and consistency, the relationship in each and every one of these areas, right? You're in India, we have the US, we have Australia, we have the UK, we have Germany, right? And then how, you know, let's just start with that, because the next I want to go into, like, what's the biggest challenge to maintain, and then how can, with all these countries, how can somebody, an agency that works with you, grow their business working with you, right? Because that's the whole thing, is with agencies, how can they grow or get better results, right? So with all these different countries and you being in India, what's the biggest challenges? How do you keep consistency and quality? And the relationship, how's that being built? And then how, the last one is, how can an agency grow with you? So if you can cover the first two things, right? Quality and consistency, and then um being that they're in different places, how do you maintain the relationship here?
See, when it comes to the quality and consistency in the initial stage, when I am working with different regions like Australia, UK, and USA, uh, in the initial stage, we don't have a proper set of process. Whenever an agency client sent an email, we used to write it manually, and I used to put it on a book on something like that back in 2017 and 18. So right now we set up the process, everything. We set up an SOP. Currently I am providing my services for three agencies in Sydney, three agencies in United States, one agency in Germany, and I work with a freelancer in United Kingdom. So all these agencies, we set up SOP for each agency. See, every agency have a different style of handling the website design and development. So, and we set up each SOP for each agency. By following this setup and process, it made me easy from the past 4 to 4 years to run the agency very smoothly, and we are providing the consistency work for them. So for suppose if we receive a new client from a client from my US agency, we already set up the SOP. Okay, uh, this client use this page builder, and these are the space. I mean, these are the set of rules I need to follow for the development. Every single project, we no need to worry about. Uh, every single project, it is not like a fresh start. We already habituated for the process of that particular agency. That's how we are maintaining the quality and consistency. And at the end point, what I'm saying is, uh, setting up the process, following the SOPs helps me to maintain the quality and consistency for my agency clients.
Got it. Okay. Now, if you can go into, so you have an SOP to handle these different countries, right? So can you tell me, like, the biggest challenges in particular for, like, all these different countries that you've faced scaling your business? And then the biggest challenge, and then if you can also cover, what are some of the benefits that an agency has, you know, in working with you, collaborating with you to grow their business?
Firstly, I would like to mention what challenges I face when I'm trying to scaling my business. So, this is 2024. There are a lot more competitors out there. Anyone who worked for like 1 or 2 years in WordPress industry as a junior or something like that, they come out and they create a nice LinkedIn profile and nice Upwork profile. They load up with AI content, and they approach agencies, they approach business owners that they will design and develop the websites for lesser prices. So the when it comes to the scaling part, when we approach some agency for work, they compare the freelancer prices with our company prices. See, a freelancer is someone who just work. I don't know whether they provide a particular support. I don't know whether how much quality control they do. Where I we don't and I don't know whether they have this SOPs and support are there. But when it comes to agency like us, we have people like 12 developers, 3 designers, and we have the like we maintain the quality control. We do all this testing. So when we are trying to scale up, the biggest question is comparing the prices from a freelancer to a company's work. That's how most of the projects got paused. That's how where I face difficulty. But when it comes to collaborating with us, any agency, firstly by collaborating, eh, they no need to worry about in-house team. We work same as their in-house team, and we are an established contractors. We have set of process when it comes to dealing the project, so they need to start anything from scratch. They just need to concentrate, they just need to focus on bringing more business, and rest is taken care by me. Because okay, they want a liar website. Okay, I have the process of SOP, and I will follow those steps, and I will submit the design, and I will follow the next step. We will take the feedback, and we will work on the feedback, and then we will work on the development. See, all this is an established process. They no need to start fresh. By collaborating with us, they get like an in-house team with good support, with flexible prices.
Awesome. Yeah, 100% love it. Love it. Now let me ask you, you said you have a development team. Um, how do you manage your staff? Like there's so many like different like WordPress themes, new updates. How do you develop your staff to keep up to date with, and it's not only from what I get is it's not only about the WordPress, it's having that balance with Google, right? The new trends, the new technologies and things of that nature. How do you manage your staff to keep up with the different trends and
Yeah,
up to date?
I am fortunate enough I'm fortunate enough to have a team like what I'm having right now, because we need to have the right people in order to grow the organization. And I can proudly say that I have the best people with me. Uh, my colleagues and I, working from the past 7 to 8 years. They are around 10 to 15 years of experience. Uh, Firstly, my team is my strength. I have like 6 to 7 permanent employees. They take care of everything in the sense, if there is any problem, if there is any issue, I just need to get communicate with the client, and I just need to present it to the team. They will take care of it. I no need to involve any more with them. I don't need to follow up with them. If any situation arises, they will take care, and my team will take care of quality. And my team works on everything in the sense, from the design perspective to the final end product.
Hmm.
And when it comes to updating with the new trend, uh see, like what I would every day there are more number of technologies growing on in terms of development. We keep up ourselves up to date by coordinating with other other people, other team, or else my people learn it online. Like, there are many portals online to learn the new technologies. We have some subscriptions. So in that way, we learn, we keep update ourselves.
Awesome.
Currently, like 50% of the jobs I get on WordPress, and rest on Shopify, Magento, headless CMS, all these things, which we already have good knowledge on them.
Awesome. Yeah, 100%. Now, guys, I can attest to this. I use Vishwa for a project I had that I couldn't figure out, right? It was a website development and it was transferred. And then with the GMB mapping, he took care of it fairly quickly. So I can attest to that. Literally, when he says that he emails, he sends out to his team, and if they can't figure it out, they have other colleagues and they figured it out. So I can attest to that. I'm a testimony of Vishwa and his work 100%.
Thank you,
Now
Alfredo.
let's get to the fun stuff, right? Like we talked about WordPress, we talked about the team and the different countries that you're in with the different agencies. Um, there's different like page builders, right? Can you
Yes.
tell me which one's your favorite and why?
Uh, we used many page builders. We used Elementor, we used WP Bakery, Divi, Astra, Breakdance, Bricks, and finally Oxygen. We worked with these page builders on many projects. The top and our favorite, my team favorite page builder is Oxygen. Oxygen is the page builder that we love very much. What I can say, because of the page speed, firstly, mm, one there are a couple of other things like uh, you know what I can say about this Oxygen. It's the flexibility. It's flexibility for our process. Like for our development process, and mainly because of the page speed, and my developers are comfortable with this page builder, and it is also for my clients, it is easy for them to update content and images on their end. So all time favorite is Oxygen.
Got it. Okay. Now you mentioned page speed, right?
Yes.
How important is page speed for a website?
In our development process, our primary focus is on page speed, because I work with SEO agencies, and page speed is the key factor for ranking. So my agency clients are more particular about page speed. To achieve this, we keep in mind while we are developing a website, like reducing the usage of plugins. So if there is any feature that we can customize, instead of going to a plugin, we try to write our own code, and we reduce the usage of plugins, optimizing the images, and not using external fonts like Google, Adobe, to reduce the external linking. And if there are any videos, we stream it from Cloudflare. There are other set of few rules we follow to achieve this space speed, but every time we try to keep like less than 2 to 3 seconds when it comes to pace speed.
Awesome.
W-
Now, what is your like web design and development? What's the process like? Because you have like you're trying to keep the customer happy, you're trying to keep the look and the feel of it. But when it comes to SEO and that balance between Google recognizing who you are and you looking good in the flow, because when it comes to development of a website, it's not just to build it for the sake of building it. You want to have a purpose behind it, right? SEO, Google, the user, and then the client. Like, hey, this doesn't feel or look like me. I want it to be in that flow. How do you guys accomplish that balance? What is your like the white label design and the development works to keep that balance? Can you talk about that a little bit?
So my process is quite easy and simple. Uh, when we are onboarding a client, I personally take a call. There are no managers or no nothing like that in my company. I, as a owner, I personally set up a call with them, and in the initial start, I will try to understand what is client looking for, what is client is after about their business. When it comes to web design, I take the call. I send them a questionnaire. With that questionnaire, I can understand what they are trying to achieve with their website. See, once I receive the questionnaires, I will start drafting the proposal. Uh, Once the proposal is approved, and I'll start working on the design phase. I like I break it down into three pieces like design, development, and testing. Okay. See, during the design phase, based on the examples he choose, based on the brand guidelines he shared, we come up with the design, and I will send it for the feedback. Once we receive the feedback, we work it on, and we will send the updated versions until the client satisfies. Once the client is happy with the design, we then shifted to the development, where my guys work on development, and I will provide a staging URL to the client for the review. Before sharing it, it will pass the QA, where we do cross-browsing testing and everything internally. And once I submit the staging URL to the client, we will take the feedback from the client. And once the client is happy, we will make it live. When it comes to the SEO part, I will try to understand the niche of the business. I'll try to understand the business, and I will do keyword research first, and I will try to understand the competition in that area. Once I understand the competition, I will talk to the client, and I will try to get their budgets, and I will do link gap analysis to understand the backlinks, how many backlinks we need to rank, and all those stuff. And based on those, I will give them the quotation, the budget, and I will try to make it simple, like what keywords we can rank initially in the phase one, and what keywords we need to focus more to slowly get the growth in terms of SEO.
Got it.
Everything is straightforward. Once any agency client onboarded or something like that, it is quite easy to go through.
Got it. Now, what is the turnaround time, Vishwa? Like, say from I have a client, like from start to finish, approximately, if they fill out the questionnaire, if they have an idea of their keywords, if they have an idea of the look and feel, what is the turnaround time?
To design, basically, the turnover time is around 3 to 4 weeks for a web design and development. Like a website up to 15 to 20 pages, we make sure to complete it in like 3 to 4 weeks, both design and development, depending upon the client feedback. If the client took long time to provide us feedback, it might stretch the timeline, but usually it takes like 3 to 4 weeks to complete a website up to 15 to 20 pages. And this timeline stretches based on the client features, functionalities, and all those stuff like.
Yeah,
But
definitely,
is
especially if it's an e-com, right? Or a website
Yeah,
like a plumber website or a lawyer website, um, electrician, a locksmith. It's a different versus somebody's trying to sell product. That makes total sense. And mind you, this is the development, the questionnaire, keyword research, putting a mock site. Okay, like it, change this, change that, right? And then making it go live, 3 to 4 weeks.
yes. All these 3 to 4 weeks, I provide my support via WhatsApp, Skype, Slack, whatever the client prefer. And I personally review once the design is completed. The best part here is everything should pass through me. I just don't send, okay, this is the design like this. When my designer worked on the design, I personally review it, and if I like it, I'll share it, or else I will ask my designer to rework on it, even for the development also.
You
I
know what?
will. Uh,
I love that. I love that because a lot of times I remember when I was trying to find somebody, it's kind of like the white label, it gets to me. And it's like, wait, did you even look at this before you send it to me? So that is huge. Vishwa,
yes.
that is one huge communication, SOPs you mentioned. And number two, there's like you're that filter like wait a minute, I think you have enough experience where this is not gonna fly with the client because you talk to them, you build a relationship, like no, before you get to them. So that is huge, huge, guys, for the frustration to build that relationship, like okay, somebody, because I'm pretty sure, just like, I mentioned, like in AI, right? Everybody uses AI to research, to get, you know, client analysis, backlinks, AI, right? That's a big thing in automation, which is fine. It does the heavy lifting, but you still have to look at it. You still have to approve it. You still have that human common sense factor. It's the best practice. You still want to cover those things. So that is very, very, very huge, huge benefit that what you're saying in there. And
Yes, this is the yeah, this is the main thing that I follow in all the projects, passing it from me. So once any design or any development staging URL or any functionality we completed, that should pass through me by checking. Once it is done from my end, we get less revisions or very less feedback from the client once it passes through me. That I am assured.
Yeah, very, very much so. So as we're closing up here, Vishwa, can you give us some experiences of the most rewarding projects you had, or any client success stories in your career so far?
Yes, all my projects are all of my projects are really great. But I think in the year 2020, I got a huge project in Magento. That client is really frustrated with one of his previous developer. He shifted like three other development agencies. None of the development agencies satisfies his vision.
Mhm.
Okay, he sells car covers. He sell car covers, and each of the car cover cost around $500 to 1,200 $2,000 as well. Okay, he come to me. He actually comes to my agency client, and he onboarded, and we spent nearly 6 months. All my team spent nearly 6 months to build his dream project. We uploaded around 3 million products, 3 million core products to Magento store, and we customized the Magento store so that you can select your car, and you can select and you can customize your car cover by selecting your favorite fabric, and you can choose your own your own cover when it comes to color combination. If you want black on the right side, red on the top. So we customized this whole functionality, and even you can put your own logo or the car logo on your car cover. So
Nice.
this entire I think that is one of the top project we did. And when it comes to other CMS like WordPress, we built a giveaway website. The primary feature of the giveaway website is payments, one-off payments, monthly subscriptions, and all this stuff. We did not use WooCommerce. We built our own system. We built it from scratch, and it 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 generated like $5 million for for the client from the past
Nice.
3 to 4 years. It generated nearly $5 million. Even the car website generated more revenue for the client, and he personally thanked me. And yeah, these are some of
Nice.
the success stories. And the more all my clients are happy with the process. That's how the main success comes. My success comes from my client satisfaction. That's how I treat my
That's
success.
that's right. That's right. Love it, man. That's so cool. So I kind of like, you kind of get the sense of the level of expertise, guys, from what he shared there. So that is awesome. Now, what advice? Like, okay, so a new agency, right? You say focus on just selling, focus, don't worry about so much the development, what theme in WordPress to use. So what advice do you have for um that you can give somebody, entrepreneurs looking to enter into the white label space, or if they're trying to go into like web design, design developer agency? What advice would you have for them?
Patience. First thing is the patience, because I learned it from one of my agency client. Because web design and development service involves a lot of support. We need to schedule calls. We need to understand what other person thinks, and previously there are a lot more frustration during this process. But at the end, all these years, spending like 7 to 8 years in this industry, I understand patience and listening is the key factor for success. In my perspective, patience and key. Patience is the key factor, and listening to the requirement, understanding, and providing support. These three are the main factors that I suggest. I suggest for the new entrepreneurs who wanted to start web design and development agencies.
Cool, cool. Thank you for that. Now, Vishwa, this is something I ask all of the people that I interview, my guests, my friends that come on here. you know, as we close it up here, guys, if you have any questions, those that are on Facebook, feel free to um, mention it. But before I ask you this question, this one, how can somebody get a hold of you if they're stuck, if they have an issue like I did on one of their projects? Like, man, I just need this one thing fixed. I can attest Visual does do that. Or if they want to contact you, okay, let me try a couple sites from you. How do, can we talk about hiring you to build the website or to help support different, let's say this website's already built, they just want a certain, SEO implemented on the different platforms. How can somebody get a hold of you and reach out to you?
Yes, my email is, my website, White Label Warriors. And my email is vishwa@the rate of whitelabelwarriors.com. And you can find my WhatsApp number over there. You can just you can just put my website URL. They can directly contact it from there. And I mentioned my WhatsApp number. It's 9014543964. They can directly message it on WhatsApp, or they can contact me on Facebook, and they can contact me on email, vishwa@the rate of white label warriors. And within less than 1 hour, I will get respond.
Awesome. And I'm going to put it also in the chat here. Let me see. For those that are on Facebook and on here live, I put it in the chat box as well. Let me put this on Facebook here real quick. All right. I appreciate you, Vishwa. So I put his Facebook link on there. All right. I appreciate you, Vishwa. So I put his Facebook link on there. I appreciate you, Vishwa. Okay, Vishwa. I put the link on there. Please feel free. Those that are catching the replay, go on my Facebook. And we will just look for him under my friends and reach out to him. And it's Vishwa. It's the complete spelling is Viswanadha. That's his first name. You should be able to find him on there. So my last question as we close up here, what is, and I asked this of every guest we have on here, What is a fun fact about you that nobody knows?
Fun fact.
And guys, I can tell you, this was a fun dude. I know he's probably a little nervous, or the developer comes on him. When we were in the Philippines at the World of Search, we went out. Well, we had a couple of drinks. There was the
Yes,
meet and greet, after party afterwards, which was super cool. And this dude is actually a very fun dude to hang out and chill with, 100%. But yeah, fun fact about you that nobody knows.
um, I dance in front. I will dance only when I feel comfortable with other, like very close people. That's the only thing I can remember.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we had a great time
Yes,
over in
we
the
really had a
over at the
enjoyment.
World of Search in the Philippines, which was awesome. So Vishwa, with that said, is there anything else that I missed? Anything else that you wanted to share, or how to get a hold of you or your services? Any last minute things that I didn't cover?
I think you've covered everything, and I'm really happy that you onboarded me on this podcast, and I'm really thank you for doing this and spending time here. Thank you very much, Alfredo.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate you, man. Thank you for hopping on here with us, sharing some value with you know, our followers. And I just wanted to give a different point of view to our business owners, to people that are looking for white label or having trouble with WordPress and looking for a white label developer, guys that knows what they're doing. And he's not lying, quick to respond to you, quick to resolve your issues. 100%. I used them. He took care of me. He got me unstuck. So feel free, reach out to him, guys. I put his Facebook in the actual Facebook Live, also on the chat here live. Those that are catching YouTube and the podcast, don't hesitate to reach out to them. I try to cover different things to, what's important for, white label or any website development, having that balance, covering your basics, picking the right developer from the start. So with that said, guys, much love, much success, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you.